Hi, good evening from Brussels. I'm happy to join from Brussels. Today we had two very important meetings, one on preparing the new directive on the ambient air quality, on air pollution, and the other one, more relevant to our discussion, is the new resolution of the European Parliament on the Sustainable Development Goals implementation, preparing ahead for the SDG Summit of New York in September. So I'm happy to talk in this meeting of the Catalyst Foundation on the skills we need to fight inequalities and climate collapse. The role of entrepreneurship in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals is of vital importance because it has the possibility to trigger economic growth and boost innovation, and also to enhance social and environmental sustainability. The rapid and just transformation of our economies requires education and training. Companies which have to redefine their identity in an environment that is constantly evolving need to support their employees in acquiring green skills. Business as usual is no longer acceptable for a company that needs to adapt to new data requirements and remain competitive. Green skills are indissolubly connected with positive entrepreneurial outcomes and are fundamental for sustainable empowerment. Achieving the Sustainable Development Goals requires collaboration among public and private sector, governments, subnational governments, communities, individuals. The private sector is a vital partner as it generates 90% of jobs and 80% of capital inflows in developing countries. Moreover, the private sector is diverse and is not determined only by multinational corporations, but also consists of small and medium-sized enterprises which create over 50% of jobs globally. At the same time, many innovations, which of course have SDG 9, come up by startups, a fact that proves that the entire private sector is central in this transformation. The SDGs are relevant in all levels of the private sector, helping among others reaching goals 8 in unemployment, goal 1 in poverty, reducing inequalities in SDG 5 and 10, and strengthening the sustainable action in general in goals 7, 11, 12 and 13. Furthermore, a term that plays an increasingly important role is corporate social responsibility. It is about connecting the business model with specific commitments, such as transparency, business ethics, and environmental protection. Businesses are legal entities, but they are linked to the social group in which they operate, influencing, but also being influenced by the realities of their time and place of action. They must embrace the responsibility. Besides, a sustainable business model respects the social contract and should have a positive social impact. The actions of companies have significant impacts on the lives of citizens, not just in terms of the products and services they offer or the jobs and opportunities they create, but also in terms of working conditions, human rights, health, gender equality, the environment, and the climate. Entrepreneurship can play here an important role in the general adoption of environmental, social, and governance criteria, so-called ESG, which summarize the essential issues of environmental responsibility, social responsibility, and responsibility for ethical governance. At the same time, a company's duty is to integrate into its business strategy the process of due diligence. The rules of the European Union for due diligence aim to cultivate and encourage sustainable and responsible corporate behavior throughout value chains. All of the above are expected to lead to a better understanding on the part of a company and to a better treatment of essential issues. If it fails, a firm could face a loss of value. If it is successful, a firm is predicted to increase customer confidence and performance of employees, lead to a better risk management and prevention, and to also the increased ability to attract investors and access increasing financing resources. In addition, there is now a new science-based classification system, the EU taxonomy, which functions as a tool of environmentally sustainable economic activities. In this way, it creates a security for investors and it helps companies to become more climate friendly. To conclude, the European Commission promotes social and inclusive entrepreneurship. At the same time, sustainable development aims to combine economic growth with social progress without harming the environment. Obviously, negative impacts on the environment and society, such as greenwashing and social washing respectively, due to decisions of firms, must be limited and avoided. The legislative gaps will also have to be filled with more decisive and faster steps, and as we move in the direction of sustainable development at all levels, recognizing at the same time that tectonic changes require time and persistent effort. In the end of the day, the greatest renewable resource on planet Earth is the human mind, and that is where innovation resides. And sustainability is really about doing more with less. So we need more innovation, more data, more effort, faster and more efficient. Thank you very much for your attention.